We've all experienced death by PowerPoint before, those crazy long presentations that seem to consist of multiple overlapping data sets, tables, charts, dot points, and more dense detail. And even worse, the presenter often seems to be reading off the slides rather than engaging with the audience in front of them. Now remember, slides were always supposed to be visual aids, not a report that you read aloud. And the problem is that a lot of professionals approach them as a kind of one-size-fits-all document. So it's something that you can present in front of a live audience, but then you can share it afterwards to be read in a desktop setting. And I want you to get away from that mindset. I know you have complex content to share, but there is a way. And I'm going to share my answers to 3 questions I get asked a lot by professionals in exactly this situation. The answer is to define the important details and build the presentation around those, not the background information and the technical information. One way you can do this is by planning offline first. Use post-it notes, write one idea per post-it note. Each of those post-it notes becomes one slide, and you then build the slides, free of all the dense detail that you'd be otherwise tempted to include if you'd started online by building the actual slides. Now, if you're looking for a structure to be guided by, you can use this classic one developed by Barbara Minto of Pyramid Principle fame. And that has 5 broad sections. It starts with context. The second area it moves on to is the problem or opportunity that you are addressing. The third one is options you have available. The fourth one is recommendations. And finally, next steps. Now, this broad approach also fits very comfortably with Guy Kawasaki's famous 10-20-30 rule, which is essentially to have 10 slides for every 20 minutes speaking time and font no smaller than 30 points. So these 3 steps put together are going to help you present much more concise and eloquent presentation. Well, once again, the trick is to remember that PowerPoints were never intended to double as reports, and neither, for that matter, was Prezi, Canva, or any other presentation tool. Now, a way to keep things simple, because less really is more here, is to simply stick to the default formatting. So your slides are built in with preset minimal columns, 1 or 2, not 5, maybe 2 heading levels, and font is nice and big. So don't break this formatting. Don't try to have 5 overlapping data sets and bullet points and fly in, fly out animations. Otherwise, you're going to end up with all that clutter again. But my audiences really want the information afterwards. How can I ensure all the supporting information is in there too? So you can get around this issue by designing your speaking slides separately to the supporting information, which you can share afterwards as a Word document. Don't share it during your presentation, otherwise everyone will be tempted to read the materials instead of looking at you. Another thing you can try is Amazon's reading hall approach, which is where team members are given 30 minutes to quietly read a very concise and well-structured memo. You then present the information, and that keeps all the discussion very much on track. So that's it. Remember to be really selective about what goes in the presentation. You are not trying to deliver a thesis here. My name's Stephanie, and I help professionals in all sectors to write audience-centric, clear and concise documents for a range of settings. Do reach out if you have any questions.